Alright, so the point of this tutorial is basically if you want to split your party up or solve a puzzle where you have one character in one room and another character in the other room, you can swap between them using checkpoints. So the first thing you're going to do is make two switches. I suggest naming them after your first and second character respectively. And what you're going to do with that is make a blank autorun event that you're going to turn the switch for the second character on, and then turn a self switch on, and then make a new blank event page which condition requires that self switch A is on. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to do is make the event for our first checkpoint, and basically this is what you're going to use to warp between your characters. I'd suggest making a solid object which is on the player's same level, and make it activated by player touch. And what we're going to do primarily is fade out the screen, and then we're going to turn our control switch for our second character to off. Then what you're going to do is you're going to do a transfer player and transfer them basically right in front of the other, where you want the other crystal, the other checkpoint. I'm using a crystal, so, and you can use whatever you want. And then you're going to edit your party around, take out your primary character. If I can just find where that is. Got it. And then you're going to add in the other character. And if you're working with, more than one character, obviously you'll be doing some extra steps, but it's all good. And then you're going to turn the switch for your first character to on. And then what you're going to do after that is fade in the screen. Okay, so then what I suggest doing is copying that event we just made so we don't have to do too much of the eventing over again. We can just go in and edit a few things. Primarily you're going to change it so that the first switch is your first character off instead of your second character. Obviously you're going to have to change the coordinates so that it's your character appears in front of the first event we made. You're going to change which character you're removing and the one you're going to be adding to. And finally change the last switch to the opposite character to on. And I think everything remains the same, yeah. Alright, so now what we're going to do is make the two events for our characters so that when you switch between the characters, it appears as if the character you switch from is still there. To do this, just make it so that the condition is each character's respective switch, which is why we did all that in the beginning and did the switch eventing for each of our checkpoints, so that when you do switch between each character, it appears as if the other character is still staring at their checkpoint. And I think everything should be okay with that. It out. See if I screwed anything up. And you see we have our other character on the side over here. And we're good. Switch to the other character and we still have as you can see, our first character on that side, and the reverse works too. So that's basically it. There are a few other things you could do, like for instance, if you want to have your character facing up when you change it, just do things like use the character variables that are available and things like that, if you want to go further with this.